Ay, ay, ay. My kid called me out for saying ay, ay, ay all the time lately.
I was say it's new to me.
It's Power Rangers.
There it is. Yeah, what's his name? Alfie?
Alpha. Man,
Listen.
you kind of disappointed me tonight with your Power
tonight?
Ranger knowledge.
Just all of tonight, huh?
Yeah, I expect more Power Ranger knowledge from you.
Well, when we talk about Boba Fett, you'll disappoint me. Turnabout is fair play.
When you hear the die cast, it's time for a podcast.
You waiting for that?
I was. I
Okay.
thought about it the whole way over here. I don't know if we're
That's so
committed to it or not. I'm going to play the song, and then we'll speak over it.
Okay.
Now it's like an official show.
Okay. Welcome to Above the Board with Josh
And Phil,
where we stay
above the board.
with Josh.
We don't have to say our name twice. And we're recording live in front of a streaming audience at twitch.tv/abovetheboard.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a while. It's been a solid month.
do we keep talking over the intro?
Sure, why
Did
not?
I
It's
make
only
it
a
too
few
long?
more seconds. No, keep going.
Okay.
We celebrated the holidays separately. I was
Sadly.
exactly. Yeah. Before we even talk about this elaborate thing in front of us, how was your holidays, Phil? Because I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Holidays, I feel like we're good. Like, it's just nice to take time off, see family. But I feel like I kind of hosed it a little bit because I got sick.
Yeah.
And I was like real mad that it wasn't COVID.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're all going to get it. And I wish my turn had passed.
Well, it's funny you say that because I got my turn. I was, like, in the last episode I mentioned that my family's going to be in Florida for the holidays, and we were great the first week, and then after Christmas, or 2 days after Christmas, I came down with it. I passed it on to Randy and my kids. They had it. We just ended our quarantine 4 or 5 days ago. So, hopefully that means that we're good for a little while. I don't wish COVID upon you, but if you are to get it, I hope that you get it soon.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. You know?
That's the thing, is like, I think about it, and there's not like a good time.
There's really
I
not.
never want to be sick. And
No.
that's why I was mad that I was sick with not COVID. I got like both the tests, like the lab one and the rapid one, both negative.
Well, Sadie, we think she got, there's that 24-hour stomach bug going around. Sadie and I left to drive to Florida because Randy and Piper were flying down because Piper's not going to stay in a car for 15 hours.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Maybe you let her drive, she won't get bored.
Like, let her out like every hour so she can go pee, walk her a little bit. So Sadie and I are driving down and just puke city. To the point where we had to replace her car seat with a booster seat.
Ugh.
It happened a few more times, and then when we finally got there, she was fine, and the next day she was totally fine, like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we like kind of brushed it off as maybe she just got motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
But then the more we thought about it, we're like, I don't know.
But switching to a booster seat, I feel like it's a win as a parent.
It is, man.
It's so nice.
It's
so much more convenient than that giant
throne kind of
throne. I was going for a jet fighter seat.
Yes, there you
Like,
go.
it's so
That is
big.
a good one. Bulky.
It looks like
heavy,
it's ready to eject.
and it's like it's deceptively heavy. Like, it looks like it shouldn't be heavy, but then when you pick it up, you're like, this is cumbersome.
Yes.
I don't like
It's awful. Like, it's like the worst nightmare scenario is putting it in a different car. Like,
I get annoyed.
With that booster seat,
Yeah.
like, you just throw it around. They're so cheap. You just buy like 2 or 3 anyways. Put them in all the cars.
Yeah. Done.
So
Done deal.
nice.
The only thing I don't like about it is that with the car seat, Sadie could buckle herself in. The booster seat, she hasn't quite figured it out yet.
She'll get there.
Yeah, I know she will. But it's like, I'm like restarting.
That's the funny thing about parenting is when you like explain stuff you forgot that people had to learn. Where you're like, oh, the buckle can fall between the seat. You got to pull it out. It's like I've never discussed it until like I had a kid.
You're kind of like re-going through your own growing pains as a kid. Like, be careful, the seatbelt could get locked on your neck.
Oh yeah.
But no, our holidays were pretty good outside of the sickness.
The disease.
We had a solid, beautiful weather in Florida. We had 1 day of rain, and every day besides that was sunny, 75, 80 degrees.
Oh wow.
Piper loves the beach. She loves the ocean until it touches her. If you're standing there holding her, she is in awe. She's cool. She's great. Happy, dancing, laughing, talking. You get down near the water and a wave hits her. No. It's game over.
Well, waves are rough.
She's like, all right, I'm done. I'm just talking about like a little tiny surf wave that like...
Oh, it just
goes
slaps up
across-
your ankle.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
I'm
I was
talking
like,
about
getting hit in the face with a wave, and it's like all salty, and I was like, I respect
seaweed. I never took Piper further. I think the furthest out I took her in the water was like waist deep on a calm day where the waves were
Your
just
waist deep?
Yeah.
Or
like, I mean, I'm holding her.
Waist deep?
No, my waist deep. I'm holding her. It's totally fine. The waves aren't even going over my belly. There was a day where she was sitting in Sadie's lap, and on the beach, and the waves were just coming up and like barely hitting her. And she's like, I'm done with this. This is not okay. And then she also didn't appreciate that when you like sat her in the sand that's wet, like when the waves are coming, that her feet sink down. And she like looked down, all she saw was her little fat ankles.
Oh, yeah.
And she freaked out. And
so Piper's like, my feet are gone!
They're gone! But she loved the sand. She liked to eat it. Obviously, every baby does. You know? Every baby eats sand. It's inevitable. She hit like 3 milestones while we were down there. Like she now sits at high chairs.
Oh, baller.
She eats adult food like a champ.
Like knife and fork cutting steak.
Pretty dang close, Philip. We went to Chicken and Me last night.
Chicken and Me?
Yeah, Chicken and Me.
I haven't heard about this.
It's a Vietnamese chicken restaurant.
Okay. Sounds like a 80s family movie.
It does. or like a failed TV pilot for ABC.
Chicken and Me.
No, it's super good food. It's like kind of like a southern soul food / Vietnamese hybrid or fusion type. It's really good. But like we get, every time we go, we always get whatever main dish, and then you order sides. Piper ate an obscene amount of vegetables. More than I did, probably. It's great because it's like the bottle is now supplemental. Good Ballard Holiday.
What do people do who like babies? I feel like the joy of parenting is like when they quit doing stuff that's annoying.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
No, I get it.
But like
sleep through the night. If you don't sleep through the night, I don't like you.
Yeah, but you like sleep through the night. You're like, yay!
You're the best.
They're eating. You know, it's like I feel like I'm always trying to like offload work onto my kid.
Yeah.
Like you should cut that up with your own fork. But I feel like those would all be loses for somebody who like really likes babies and prefers babies.
I can't think of anyone like that. Like even my own mom is like, I mean, so is she doing this yet? And she enjoys the baby stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, do I have to hold her the entire time, or can we put her? And I get it, because
I feel like going to Florida for the holidays is genius.
It's January and I'm already ready to go back. I'm like, come on, December 2022, let's go. So, speaking of things near the water, we have this game that, one of my Christmas gifts actually, called Plunder. There's no colon, so I'm just going to say Plunder, A Pirate's Life.
I described it on the stream using the dot character, like the little bullet. So
very good. It's
is that like a semicolon?
I don't think it is. That's .com.
But I made this since it's like half of a colon.
But anyway, it's a pirate. Obviously, it's a pirate game. But so you read the rules. I've never played this. Like I said, this was a Christmas gift, and I had not had a chance to play it. And you read the rules.
It's like super easy, which makes me excited. Like the main thing is you have this like boat die. You like roll it, and then you can move your ship. We have these resource cards, and so then you can build an extra ship. You can build a cannon on the front of your ship. You can buy a mast, which gives you like a free movement point. Interestingly, like you can build a second ship.
And that'd be because it's like how many players? Up to 6.
Up to 6.
Yeah.
And then it's got alternate rules to play teams, and even like 3 teams of 2.
Very cool.
I'm excited about this game.
I feel like this would be really fun. Like get a full 6 party.
Yeah. Because I mentioned to you before we started, but you can like trade with people. Like you can like roll up next to them and be like, oh, let's trade. And there's a merchant ports where instead of like attacking it, you can go in it and then you can trade with anyone while you're in the port.
This is surprisingly, for as in depth as the board and all the pieces look, it is surprisingly easy to understand. It seems. Yeah. Also, I'm going to give you some props, Philip, and I've been giving you props since we started playing board games together. I typically let you read the rules because you're really good at explaining them.
Oh, thank you.
Because like half the time I read a board game rule and I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Well, I really like reading rules because like I'm a nerd in general.
Well, that's fine.
And
that's why we're doing this podcast.
But yeah. Feeling like geek heart with rule books. I should start being like, we should talk about this rule book I read the other day. The game is won by getting 10 plunder points. I think that's my only knock on this game. That is like the dorkiest thing to call them plunder points. Well, like most board games have this idea of victory points. Like
let's rewrite the rules today.
Like if you're gonna change it, I think we'll have fun calling them plunder points, especially when they're represented by a hook card. Yeah. Your score, your plunder points, is the number of islands you control, so you count your flags and your ships on the board, plus any of these the hook cards you have. If we battle each other and your ship sinks,
that you get
I get to draw a plunder point. It also counts for ports. You know, you can attack them. You can come and attack my port. And if you lose to my port, I get a plunder point.
Oh, what if I win? I get one?
You don't get a point for taking it. You just get to take it, which lets you draw more cards.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, it's still...
But ultimately, I would be getting plunder point, right?
Yeah.
Because if my...
Oh, because you have the island. And I think my favorite rule that I read is that you're allowed to, like, bribe and threaten people. So, like, your ship is down to 1 life point, and I roll up on you, and I've upgraded it with, like, 2 cannons or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be like, give me all your gold, or we're going to fight. And vice versa, I could just roll up on you, and I'm going to attack you. You'd be like, hey, look, I'll give you all this if you just don't sink my ship.
Leave me alone.
And it's one thing I appreciate, it's like, since it's in the rules, it's like if we make an agreement, I'm not allowed to, like, move, and then be like, okay, no, I'm going to attack you.
Okay.
Like, it's like you have a truce for the rest of the turn.
Oh.
You can't, like, go back on it once you've been bribed or threatened or whatever.
But it only lasts for the turn.
Yes, and so next turn I go right back to threatening you or whatever.
Great.
I say
That's
that like I'm
cool,
going to do it, but
yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, surely not.
Doesn't sound like me at all. There's 2 more spicy things. Is that there's going to be 2 X's on the board, and if you move on to the X, you get to draw one of these treasure cards.
Do they just go anywhere randomly?
Yeah, that's what these cool spinners are for.
Oh,
I'm going to spin a spot for them. There's a storm that'll spin and show up. Anytime you roll 1 on this movement dice, the storm moves to a new place.
So, during the holidays, Phil, did you do anything that fueled your geek heart? Or see, watch, play?
You're supposed to throw to me like with a... It's so open. Now I have to choose.
Okay, how about this? We both saw Spider-Man, didn't we?
Yeah. In fact, we did.
Spider-Man, No Way Home, starring Tom Holland, the best Spider-Man. But one thing right off the bat that I have to say that I'm very pleased with is that Andrew Garfield and Tom Maguire nailed their respective Spider-Man, and I think even improved them a little bit. They're only in the movie for like maybe 45 minutes, maybe, at most. Maybe even 30 minutes.
Really?
They're not in there very long.
I felt like they were in for half the movie.
See, I don't think they were. Like, because, like, you have... I'd say the halfway point is that big pivotal moment at Happy's apartment. It's no spoiler, so I'm not going to say what happens. Like,
happens in the lobby of the apartment.
Well, it starts in the apartment. How about that? It starts in the apartment, It spills out into the lobby. Okay?
Can I just stop for a second and mention... This is my new rant, is spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm sick of anti-spoiler stuff.
Well, then you know what?
I'm so...
This is your moment. If you don't want it spoiled, too bad.
No, because I literally... Somebody got out of the movie and called me. They were so excited about the movie.
What?
They left Spider-Man and called me and like, Philip, Spider-Man is so good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is it?
Yeah.
What'd you like? And they're like, I can't tell you.
Dude,
spoil it. And I was like, you can't tell me anything you like to others. Just one thing. They're like, no, I can't. It would spoil it.
I'm that person. Because, like, I saw it before Randy got to Florida with my family. Sadie and I both got to see it together, though. And Randy was like, how is it? I was like, I literally can't tell you anything about it if you don't want anything spoiled. If you don't care about spoilers, I'll tell you everything about it. Like, what makes it good, what makes it, whatever. But... And then, like, a friend of mine texted me, he's like, did you see Spider-Man? I was like, yeah, man. He was like, what'd you think? I was like, have you seen it? He's like, no. I was like, you super care about spoilers, so I cannot tell you.
Yeah, so it is. I feel like it's like, certain myths that we might tell kids of a holiday character where you don't want to spoil it for them or someone else's family. But,
okay.
Sorry, I don't know who's listening.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good.
But anyways... I lost track. Yeah. Like I don't. Like if someone was like, "Oh, don't spoil it for me," I'm not like trying to rain on people's parade.
Yeah, don't be that person.
But
I'm glad you're not that
like
person.
Facebook was filling up with all these people. Like it was like multiple people were like, "It's the best Spider-Man," but I can't tell you why. And I was like, "Can't you?" So I like made a Facebook status. I was like, "Post your Spider-Man spoilers here." And nobody would do it. Nobody would do it.
They don't want to spoil it for the people.
And I'm just like, but like, so here's my main argument is that if spoilers made movies worse, you would never watch a movie twice because you've spoiled it to the max.
I mean,
like,
so here's my counter argument.
So okay,
I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Okay.
But it's not that you've spoiled it for yourself so much as the second time you're just re-enjoying the experience.
But I'm saying it's like enjoyable because it's good. not because you're like surprised all the time, right?
But that doesn't necessarily have to be the reason. So like, okay, so I knew Andrew Garfield and Tom Maguire was going to show up in the movie. And, like we said before, Hollywood's worst kept secret, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knew that they're going to show up, so the spoiler of them showing up is like whatever.
Yeah.
But still, and I saw it twice in theaters so far. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. Because it's getting ready to come out on home release like within a month, I think. Anyway, not important. The scene where Andrew Garfield shows up and then Toby shows up shortly thereafter, it's like, ooh, it's still like tingly. Like I get hype. Even though I know and I knew in the moment, the first time I saw it, I'm like, that's not
That's my case. That's what I'm saying.
But no.
It's like, fun regardless of whether you knew it was coming.
What you're saying though is that like, isn't it like if you watch it again, isn't it like it's already been spoiled? So is it not fun?
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's even just like the wrong word. It's not like spoiled milk,
where
it's like you're like, oh, it's chunky, and you like throw up because it's like bad now.
I think it's just, I think
like good movies are good. Because I was even thinking about it, like because I found out like Hitchcock invented the spoiler for Dial M for Murder. Like, he advertised it by saying...
I heard that he had created the idea.
Like, he was like, don't tell anyone the ending. Yeah. Because apparently, even before that, movies would just, like, play on loop, and you buy a ticket to walk in, and you just watch it whenever, and leave when you're done.
Exactly. Because then, in between movies, they'd have, like, newsreels and cartoons and stuff.
And so that's, like, why Hitchcock was like, don't tell anyone the ending.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know if that actually caused this whole spoiler-free Marvel world we live in. But
no, I think what happened there is the fact that like there's so much hype behind every Marvel blockbuster. Actually, just really honestly blockbuster because now Scream's doing it.
But that's even so. Coming back to my point is that like even good mystery movies are good the second time you see them, right? Like I get that there's like a fun to like wanting to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
But like the good ones are still good even though you know.
Like
I feel like I was like Knives Out's my case in point in that it reveals the murder halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of tension. It's still exciting. And I saw it twice and it's still great the second time, even though I know all the things. You know?
I think my point, and then we'll move on to like our actual fanboy takes on the movie. My point with spoilers is that like me personally, if you spoil it, I don't care. But I do understand.
My favorite tweet I saw was, if you spoil Spider-Man, you win a ticket to meet Stan Lee.
Ooh, dang, man. Jeez, this is savage.
So dark.
Yeah. No, so like me personally, spoilers don't bother me. Like, because you and I have talked about movies before that you've seen that I'm going... Well, Ghostbusters, for example.
Yeah.
You know, you've been like, do you care if I tell you? Like, no, I don't care. But at the same time, I understand that feeling... Maybe because I have a lot of family members that are super, like, uptight, we'll say, about spoilers.
Yeah, that's what bothers me, really.
But I understand why, though. I get both sides of the argument. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
See, like, to me it comes down to that if the movie isn't good, knowing what happens, then it's not that great in the first place. And I feel like that makes Martin Scorsese's point that Marvel movies...
Do not...
Are just like roller coasters and not cinema.
I love Martin Scorsese, but all these old grumpy men, like, get over yourself for crying out loud. I mean, Tarantino's doing it.
I don't think they're against people enjoying them.
Aren't they?
So my point is if you think it's going to be a worse movie if you know something that happens in it,
that's kind of like part of the second like blow of them saying crap is they're like, superhero movies are crap and people enjoy them are dumb. People are like... Well, forget you, Scorsese. Half your movies are garbage. Like, Ridley Scott said something, and everyone's like, have you seen half your movies?
Dude, yeah.
They're not great. They're, like, incomprehensible. Over half of them. And honestly, Alien, as much as I love that movie, if it wasn't so, like, well acted, or, like, actually well shot, like, Alien is such, like, expertly... like shot that like it wouldn't really make any sense like from a story.
See, that's a movie I saw, recognized it as great, even though I was so far removed from it. Like I knew all the things about Alien.
Yeah.
Like I felt like there was a big impact to when it's like acid blood is melting through the ship or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like knew about that because I know about aliens. But it was still cool. I was still like, oh, snap.
Well, spoilers, whatever.
All right.
So, Spider-Man No Way Home, it's up there. It's my number 2.
Number 2.
Spider-Verse is number 1.
Oh, okay. Last time we said it can't. There's no way it's going to be better than Into the Spider-Verse.
No. And it's still not.
And it's not going to be worse than Batman and Robin.
and it succeeded, you know? I just Into the Spider-Verse, like we said before, it's just such a perfect Spider-Man movie.
Did you see that 1 minute teaser?
Yeah,
at the beginning
where
so
Spider-Man 2099 is chasing Miles through
oh my gosh, yes.
whatever universe that is. And he's got his little universe crosser thing
yes.
on his wrist. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's coming out this year. And then October this year.
Yeah, and it's part 1 of 2.
Yeah, which is...
So that means next year there's going to be another one.
Yes. Because there's not going to be any more delays, supposedly. I mean, I guess I say that now. But anyway, I am very impressed. Even though it's not better than Into the Spider-Verse for me personally, I am still very impressed at how well they crafted everything and brought everything together.
Yes.
From the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi movies, and the Mark Webb, Andrew Garfield movies.
Yeah, and so to me, it's one of the things why, I give the movie a thumbs up. This is why I like thumbs up, thumbs down. Because I feel like I'm going to criticize this movie a lot. But it's good. Go see it. Yeah. Enjoy it. But it's I think it's ultimately what I don't like about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is how interconnected it is, right? As far as the story goes, if you walked into it never seeing one before, it would be dragging. It's kind of slow in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And that there is an emotional impact to the characters and how they interact and how they show up. But if you weren't familiar with the characters, it'd just be kind of this is weird a little bit.
I understand that. And it's so funny you say that too, because the same person that I had dinner with last night, she was talking about how she hadn't seen any other Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to go see the new one, and she spent a week to get caught up, and then her plans fell through, so she hadn't seen the new one yet.
But I do want to say that I think they succeeded in exactly what Rise of the Skywalker failed at.
Agreed.
In that they took all these disparate movies and crafted a story that connected them all together in a meaningful way. Which I feel like is what Rise of the Skywalker was trying to do, but in this weird slapshot way.
Yeah.
Where it didn't work at all.
At all.
It was interesting to me that Spider-Man proved that it worked. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's a template that I don't want to see more movies follow. Of them being oh, all these different things you liked, we're going to create a story that interweaves them all together. So you can have a movie where you just remember how much you enjoyed all the other movies.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I mean, I get where you're saying.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is Hollywood we're talking about.
Understood. But, here's the thing, though. Okay, let me slightly retract my statement. We might have to worry about it with DC, because later this year we do have to worry about the Flash movie.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is adapting the Flashpoint arc from the comics.
I mean, I don't follow DC news, but I guarantee they're reshoot time.
Well, they have Michael Keaton, Batman. They were
already on it.
Ben Affleck, Batman.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's rumors that they're also including Danny DeVito Penguin and other things like this. Characters that aren't even related to the Flash.
Rough. This is gonna be Rise of the Skywalker, but
agree.
DC version.
I agree. Mainly,
which is
I
the worst
feel
sentence
bad.
I've ever said on this podcast.
It's pretty bad. But here's the thing. Andy Muschietti, or whatever his name is, the guy who did the new It movie. Him and his sister, they are a producing and directing duo, and they're very good at what they do. Pretty much everything they've done is at worst okay, But at best, I'd say good enough to watch at least once. Okay, meaning if you catch it on TV, you didn't waste your time. And then good enough to watch at least once, you catch it in theaters, great, okay, cool, it's in the backlog now. I'm good, But the It movies, I enjoy them a lot, but I'm never going to watch them again.
Oh, I thought they were better than that.
I mean, they are very good, especially the first one. The first one is excellent, but again, I've seen them a handful of times. I'm good.
Oh, you've already seen them more than once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But not over and over again, say
sure.
Scream 1. I've seen the first Scream movie
I want to see that so bad.
Tons of times.
I want to see that so bad.
And I'm very excited about this new one because I've heard nothing but good things. So, anyway, going back to what I was saying about Flash, is that I think that DC is going to try to Like, I do somewhat agree with what you're saying there,
Yeah.
that they're going to try to recreate this template of what Spider-Man did. But like, oh, you remember how much you love Michael Keaton Batman? You don't remember how much you tolerated Ben Affleck Batman? You remember how much you loved...
I liked Ben Affleck Batman. I did not like the movie he was in.
Yeah, which one? All of them?
All of them. I didn't see them all,
Yeah.
so maybe that's unfair.
Yeah,
But until I saw the Suicide Squad with you, the Suicide Squad,
Yes.
I have not seen any DC thing.
Really? That's interesting.
I mean,
because you're also not
even
missing.
like the Nolan Batmans. Like Dark Knight is great.
Yeah.
The other two, I've not bothered to watch again.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
You know?
I never really cared. I did like Batman Begins a lot, but I didn't care for Dark Knight Rises. It was a little bit too.
I feel like it did some
padded.
good things, but yeah.
It was very padded. Anyway, we are like way in the weeds. Spider-Man. So I just want to say this. Like, one of my favorite, besides the obvious, the other Spider-Man showing up, one of my favorite elements about the movie is how much more fun the old villain actors had.
Oh,
with
they
their
were
roles.
great. Jamie Foxx, I love him in everything.
Yeah.
Oh
he
my
did
gosh.
such a better job this time around than he did last time in
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is, pretty much panned across the board. But, I loved him in this one because he felt like a threat.
Yeah.
And he felt unstable, but also, confident. And I liked that we got Thomas Hayden Church, even though, I'm pretty sure... Sandman.
Okay, Sandman. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's... all of his scenes were stock footage from Spider-Man 3. Pretty sure. Not his lines. He did his lines.
Yeah.
But, the live-action stuff when they get cured...
Oh, yeah.
was, I think... Pretty sure that was stock footage from Spider-Man 3. Anyway.
That's neat.
But all the villains, they were great. My one complaint is that, I don't quite understand the need to cure all the villains.
I think that ties in with Aunt May saying, do the right thing or whatever.
Right.
I think that's...
But it also...
I think what was neat about it is that up until now, Tom Holland has not done the great power, great responsibility thing.
Right.
He's been a kid who's got a cool suit and cool powers, having a good time, trying to kiss his
hanging out with
girlfriend.
Iron Man,
Yeah.
hanging out with Nick Fury.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, living the dream or whatever.
Sure.
And I think this movie set him up to be the classic Spider-Man.
Yes, and that was super cool.
And so I thought it was a very cool idea that he's I'm not just going to send him back to get my problem to go away. I'm going to help these people who all have, mental problems and medical problems, I guess.
Sure.
He got turned into a lizard, I don't know.
Turned into a pile of sand.
And so I thought that was, a neat conflict, except, again, like I said, I do like the movie, but, they did all that for, half the movie, and then the Spider-Mans came back. And they started over again, and because they he basically had it solved, and was oh, it didn't work. And then the other Spider-Mans came in, and I was
although one of my favorite things in that movie though is when the first time when he creates all the cures, and because Norman helps him create all the cures, essentially. But then that moment, I don't know how they portrayed his Spidey sense in this movie was super cool to me because it wasn't the slow motion oh, I hear a fly buzzing or whatever Sam Raimi's version was, which was fine when it came out. But, this was cool because, he just felt uneasy, when Green Goblin reappeared in Norman's body, I guess.
Yeah.
When, he's there's something wrong. There's something weird about all this. And, the other ones that were unaware of what was going on with Norman Osborn, they were starting to get uneasy because he was getting uneasy. And then the moment, kind of... crescendoing into when he webs his hand to the lamp or whatever to stop him from doing whatever he was going to do. I just thought that was a super interesting intense frightening moment in the middle of a moment that wasn't really frightening, but it was just a cool way that they did it. And then the reveal that Green Goblin was back in Norman's body was pretty cool.
I mean, I just think the Spider-Mans interacting together was
the
super
best.
Entertaining.
Yeah, it was great. It was
so
fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah, the whole the back sequence where he's trying to pop his back, and then where they're freaking out about his Toby's organic web.
That's so funny. Good. I also saw that Andrew Garfield improvised the line, "I love you guys."
Yeah,
he was just enjoying shooting the film with them, so he said it.
Yeah, I love that moment. And he's "I love you guys," and they're "Thanks."
It was
so good. So 2 thumbs up. I give 1 thumb up.
And I got the other thumb.
Alright, boom.
For a total of 2 thumbs. That's how we end up thumb wrestling.
Yeah.
So someone has to not
1,
like
2,
it for us to be safe.
3, 4. I had to clear it up more. Alright, I'm going to move. And then we'll take our turn.
Yeah, we'll get this game rocking. Welcome to Plunder, a pirate's life.
Arr, you matey. I'm going to go ahead and build a mast then.
That's fire that you got to start with a mast.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
There you go. So now I'm going to roll. 6.
Ooh.
Oh, caught the wind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna look at our first treasure card. Rules require me to read this in a pirate voice.
Let's hear it. Your best one.
Hoist the mizzen. Seems another ship lost its sail in the storm. Now it's yours.
Are you kidding me? So you get a mast.
Now it be yours. I just read it completely wrong. I was like, now it's yours. But the card literally says, now it be yours.
So now the question is, if you were a pirate, how would you see yourself? Would you be one of those, bespectacled, smart pirates? You know? That, does, all the fancy, math? Or would you be, a hostile pirate?
Yeah, I don't know. I bespectacled. I hadn't thought of that.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? The pirate that, handles, the business side of things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're talking real life, that seems like it'd probably be me.
Yeah.
But I like the swashbuckling pirate, like Sid Meier's Pirates, like the computer game.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite games of all time.
I
just want to be swinging from the ropes and sword fighting all the time.
Yeah. Missing teeth. Maybe have scurvy, but,
I see. You're terrible at fantasizing about being a pirate. I don't want to do math, and I don't want to have scurvy. I want the spot in the middle where I'm dancing with the governor's daughter.
Yeah.
Even though I'm married to 3 other islands or whatever.
You know what I want to be? I'm going to tell you what pirate I want to be. I'm going to be the one that sleeps on the deck with a barrel of rum. And then when things go sideways, I'm just give me a blunderbuss and a cutlass.
And you're just on the deck firing because you can't walk.
Yeah. Or throwing my cutlass at people.
I'm going to get greedy. This builds a cannon here.
Okay, very good, very good. You going for that?
And I'm going to go for the challenging island here. Look at that big gun on the front.
It's pretty legit. It's kind of exciting.
So mass +1, and now I'm going to attack. You get to roll defense. 1. I win.
Nice.
2 beats a 1. Plant my flag here.
Yeah.
Yo ho, me.
Yo ho!
Parties. Oh shoot! I think I lost this. If we back up a second, 1 and 1, they get +2 from having 2 skulls.
Oh.
For 3, and I get +1, so I failed here.
Oh, sorry.
All right, my bad. So 5 is your attack, and they get +1 from the skull.
All right.
So +1 is 5, but attacker wins the ties. So you succeed.
All right.
Where I have failed.
Huzzah! Ha-har, you matey.
I'm sad.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Because you're going to draw 2 resource cards in your turn, which is what I was going to do.
I also have 2 plunder points.
Yeah, 3, because you get 1 for your boat.
Oh, yeah. 3, 4.
Alright, draw your card and read it as a pirate.
Okay. You spy treasure, but ye really spy be nothing. It's a mirage. Your turn is now over.
Oh, man.
So, I only had 1 more move
You got
left.
punked.
So
Alright.
that's alright. It's not
So
too bad.
spin
That's
the
not
X.
the worst thing.
Bury some more treasure for us.
I sure will. D. Nope. Oh, just kidding. No. Hang on. Hold please. D8. Right there.
Yeah.
My turn's over.
My treasure card. Tell no tales. Ye make sure only ye know where this treasure be. +3 gold. Choose an enemy ship to lose a life.
Are you serious? That's so stupid.
I choose that one.
Oh, brr.
Wish I could trade with a fellow pirate.
We should get to.
Dude, we do. We need to get some peeps together and play with 6-player brawl. I for real like this game.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. And I can only imagine how much more fun it would be with a bigger board and more people.
I'm very tempted to buy my own copy of this. It's literally nothing has happened. We've just talked like a pirate 3 times and I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. We both lots of life. You have a cannon. I have a mask. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
I am going to build me a ship.
Place your newly acquired ship in one of your available ports, or in any adjoining ocean space next to one of your ships.
Okay. So what else did you do during the holidays, Phil? Yeah, you said you got Metroid.
Yeah, I used my sick days to play Metroid.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
And?
Clocked it in at 8 hours and 40 minutes, 43% item completion, which seems
Pretty
low.
good. No. I was at 60, but I cheated. Yeah.
How did you cheat?
Like, use the guide.
Oh, I used
I used the guide over halfway through.
I used the guide twice, and it was just because it was like I literally couldn't figure out like what I was supposed to do or how to use something.
Yeah.
Because I was texting you about it, but like the controls, it's like this weird thing where in isolation all the controls make sense, but like together, they just confuse my brain and my hands.
Yeah.
Like how you hold like the R button and you tap Y to fire missiles, but the grappling hook you hold RZ and hold Y to grappling hook, and there was so many times where like I just fell because I was like tapped it to shoot the grappling hook and it just like dribbles out and then I fall and I'm like, ugh.
So hearing that in person makes a lot more sense to what you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think you were being an idiot. I was just like, I don't really understand what he means.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll explain it better in person.
And the other thing that drove me crazy is that like this key move in the game is the spin jump, but you can jump.
You're talking about the spin jump or the shine spark thing?
Oh, I'm getting to the shine spark.
Okay.
I'm talking about a spin jump. So like you jump, Samus rolls into like a little ball and then lands on her feet or whatever. And so like as you power it up, you can then like double jump out of it. Then you like lightning power it, and then you can like fly through the air with your spin jump or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you like don't press over enough, you don't spin jump, and you just like hop, which is super annoying. Because you like always want to be spin jumping.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking. And see, it could be me and just like being functionally stupid, but
I wouldn't go that.
But that's the other thing too is like the wall jump is key.
Yeah.
But you have to be spinning to do a wall jump, and since you can steer, and since you have to like steer the spin jump, I'll jump towards the wall and then press the other direction because I want to move away from the wall.
Right.
But you have to be pressing into the wall to execute a spin jump, and so it'll be like a lot of times where I just like fail to wall jump because I'm like moving too fast.
And those are key in the Emmy zones.
And
for sure.
And that's the other thing too is that this game, I didn't realize it, but it has this like high expectation of your like controlling skills. Like it's very precise. Everything is very precise. And so like you need to be timing everything perfectly. And like you talk about the Emmy zones where you're like being hunted by this robot and boss fights. I just kept running into the scenario where my brain is like, oh, I need to wall jump, and then I would like not actually spin jump, or I would like press over too soon. And so I'd miss it. And then the Emmy catches you, you automatically lose.
Unless you get the 1 in a million chance to do the.
And so that's my other thing. Is the whole Shine Spark counter move system is like key to this game, but they don't introduce it like it's key. So they're just like, oh, you can counter move. It's a neat thing to do.
Yeah.
But it is like core element of gameplay in Metroid
Especially
Dread.
for later in the game. The last.
That's what I'm saying. Like
the last few Emmys that you fight escape and then hunt down after you get the upgraded beam or whatever. I hated there's one that could see through walls, and I forget what color he was. I hated that one.
Wow.
That one made me so flippin' mad because like he could see through walls through screens. Like he could be like in the Emmy zone like 2 panels over, and then like make you fight a thing.
That was what's funny is when you told me like you hated the stealth part of the game, but I played it like a panicked person. Like I would just like
it's Resident Evil and you have no bullets.
Oh yeah, I'm like, it's an Amazon. I'm just like run as fast as I can, and if I see an open door, I step out because it like checkpoints.
Yeah,
and I would come back in, and if it was coming at me, I would just hop back out.
I know I did that too.
I never like tried to hide. I would just scream and jump, and if I didn't see a door, I would curl up into a ball and turn invisible and be like, "Leave me alone."
Yeah, I did a lot more, especially with the later ones, where their abilities were much more like the ice one.
Oh yeah,
where it freezes
so annoying.
You. That one was
so annoying.
Super annoying. But like I used the just to hide like way more than running. You know?
Oh no, I was like running all the time. If I was hiding, I felt like I was failing at running.
I did love the sequences though, like after you get the upgraded beam weapon to like take out
it. That was cool.
Those were so much fun.
Yeah, like it blew me away, like the animations and the look. Like I feel like it's the best looking Switch game I've played.
For sure.
Like it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so that was amazing. But this comes back to my whole thing with like the counter move system. In that it's like some enemies would just like bullet at you and you have to immediately like hit the counter move.
Yeah.
And then other enemies will be like real slow. Like they'd be like hanging for a second and you're trying to anticipate it. And you like go too early.
Yeah.
And then some of them like pump fake you. It's like they pull their fist back before they attack.
Yeah.
And they're like pull it back and then wait. And then the shine spark happens. And I like miss them. And then like all this comes together in the boss fight in this like super frustrating way to me.
Dude, some of those boss fights were like like the second boss fight in the game is the big dragon guy, not Ridley, but the other one,
which
is
like
fat one.
Yeah, that blew me away. That was like that took me like 20 tries or whatever.
I hated that fight.
It was, and because I feel like I hadn't caught on yet. Other side note to what frustrates me is that like in other games like this, it's like you have to dodge the attack, but everything on the enemy dealt damage to you in this game. Yeah. So I would like dodge attacks, and then my toe would be touching the boss, and I would die, and I'd be like, "What happened? I dodged the attack." It took me forever to figure that out. And then the whole shine spark thing is like crucial to taking out the bosses, and they would also like pump fake you on all of them.
Yeah. But then when you get that one upgrade where if you jump into a ball and it like shreds the enemy, screwball attack or whatever it's called.
That was nice.
Screw attack. I like that one because like eventually you could just like, for certain bosses or mini bosses, you could just continuously bounce across the top of the screen, and like if they shot at you, if it was like a breakable, like if it was an energy based weapon, you could just sit there and break it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, like if they shot missiles at you, you could just sit there and like break their missiles, and you were basically invincible, and if they got near you, you would damage them.
No, but that was what making me mad about the stupid bird guys, is that it's like, you need to hit that counterattack. It's crucial to winning those fights.
Especially the one with
But then they also have a charged attack that looks almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
But it's unblockable. Oh, and the final thing I want to say is about the cinematics look good.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, by the way, some of them are quick timer events.
Yeah, right.
And there's never any even warning either.
No. 100%. I know what you're
it's just like...
That final boss fight, though, how'd you feel about that? Like, as a whole? Too hard?
It was very hard. Yeah. But by the time I got there, I worked emotionally through all these things I just described.
Right. Mainly because you fought Chozos.
Yeah.
Because it was basically, he's just a Chozo.
Yeah,
just,
which was like disappointing to me, even.
Yeah.
Because it's like the mini bosses you fought throughout the game.
Or
it's just like an extra life version of him or whatever.
Like and you're like cracked out.
So that was like disappointing in that. But I would like, I'd hit the point where I was so frustrated by fighting all those Chozos or whatever.
Yeah.
That I was just like ready for the frustration of the final battle. And luckily, I ran out of time fighting it and had to like come back to it the next day. So I was like, ready to be in flow and beat the guy.
Hey, listen, I get it, man. It took me forever. I texted.
Yeah, I remember you texting about that.
When I was fighting him, I was like, this fight.
I get it. I have a friend who's telling me about it, and I saw him. I was like, oh, I beat it. He's like, I still haven't beat that final boss. He's like, I can't get past the second form. I was like, that's the worst part.
The flying one? Is that the flying one? Dude,
that's what it is. It's like you feel like you're training for like a marathon to like remember all the right counters.
Yeah.
The one boss that was spraying the acid, like that was like a prime example of what was frustrating to me with the dodging attacks. He had like the tendril attacks and his like his head was in the middle.
Is he like the goopy Chozo almost? Or the goopy flying bug, right?
No, he was like an enemy that filled up the whole screen and he like swiped with his tentacles.
Oh, yeah. And he had like an eye at the top. It's like towards like the last quarter of the game, kinda.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that far. It is the back half, I think.
Okay.
Like, I feel like he's the last guy you fight before everything's like a parasite enemy or whatever, or X chromosome, whatever it's called, I don't remember. And so, he has this acid attack where he starts like from one side of the screen.
Yeah.
You can't go through it, you have to run away, and he'll go all the way across the screen, except he'll pause at some point between halfway and 2/3, and that's your chance to run underneath it the other way, before he continues to cover the rest of the screen in acid. Like, that's a tricky thing to dodge, in general. But, oh, by the way, it leaves a trail of acid on the floor, so when you dodge to the other side, you have to pick the one spot with just enough room for Samus to stand to not take damage. And that's the stuff that makes it crazy.
Or you have to, like, do that like teleport thing all the way across, and not hit his gun. Like you can't go. You have to time it because this is what I ended up doing. You can teleport to that one spot, and usually, like, if you teleport one time, you can land there.
I didn't try that.
Sometimes, like, if you're not paying attention, like, if you're just watching the acid spray versus, like, where the pause is, if you miss where that spot is, you can keep going to the wall so that you can wall jump back. Because, like, every time you wall jump, you get 2 more boosts or whatever.
And this is what I was talking about with, like, the controls. It's just that there's too much stuff.
There's too much precision.
There's just, like, it's all precision, and there's too many abilities.
Yeah.
That, like, I basically forgot you could teleport dodge until the final battle.
Oh.
And it was like one of the hint screens are like, teleport dodge to dodge attacks. I was like, I forgot I even had that ability.
Dude,
I didn't use that.
That was my bread and butter throughout the whole game.
I know. That's like a thing that's like super important to master.
The one thing that I hated, and I stopped trying to get all the collectibles though, was the stupid super speed charge thing. Like you like run, and then you like push down to like store your energy, and then you have to like...
No, there's one unlock. It like took me 10 tries to get it, and that's when I was kind of like...
I just gave up.
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to push my way through it.
Yeah.
And to bring it all home, that is so gorgeous, high quality cinematics. One of the things I like about Metroidvanias is going back and exploring the other areas to get the stuff you missed.
Yeah.
The loading times are so long, like between stuff.
I remember that. I mean,
because you're standing on a train and Samus is like touching her gun or whatever. And I was just like, it's because I play everything on my Series X that I'm now like really hostile to loading times.
I know. I've noticed. And to be fair, in your defense, I'm not quite as hostile as you are, but I definitely notice way more than I ever did before.
I know. It's just like I feel like my Series X was this high quality investment, and then I don't have tons of video gaming time, and now I'm just sick of spending it on loading screens.
Dude, I get it, man. I totally get it. Because like even older games on the Series X, like
they're so snappy. It's like better to play old games on it because you're like, oh, forget load times.
Yeah, there is no load times. Yeah. Like, we're just going to show you a glimpse of load time screen because we didn't program in, like, a fluid, like, opening a door and walking in.
Yeah, when I played Psychonauts 2 on my Xbox One X in the other room or whatever, I didn't even realize it, but what I thought were just transitions were actually loading screens. Yeah,
like the weird, like, shots of, like, scenery
of, like, and animals or whatever. I was like, oh, that's neat. And then I played on my Xbox One X, and I was like, why am I watching this for 10 seconds? This is terrible.
It's 10 seconds. I could be running around as
listen to some snappy dialogue. So that's what I'm saying. Metroid Dread, definitely a thumbs up.
I give a thumbs up too.
2 thumbs up.
I think I told you this. Metroid Dread is probably not probably. It is my Switch game of the year. For sure. I would say...
That seems fair. It's top notch. But you just got to be ready for the maximum frustration.
You know, I get it, man. I totally get it. Sure.
I've got like the perfect combination of cards to not build anything. I've got 7 cards that build nothing.
Not even extra life?
Yep. Stinker.
Man, I'm so sorry. That's me trying to like possibly give you advice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm fighting statistics on how many cards you can have without being able to build stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm attacking your island, homie.
Are you?
Here it comes.
Dude, you would.
Oh, I would. I'm plundering you.
Go.
Yeah, I'm not doing accounting piracy here.
What?
I'm not the spectacled pirate.
Yeah.
I'm swashbuckling your island.
Go ahead, swashbuckle.
I am 2 for 2 on rolling a 1. Well, that certainly doesn't count.
It counts! How is that not?
That's
it
the
is
most
way
crooked
more.
die roll I've ever seen.
Bruh, that is definitely a 2. How would you not say?
All right. Oh, I was going to tell you the old trick I picked up at the board game conventions.
What's that?
Is that if you can balance a die on top of it, it counts. And if it won't sit another die on top of it, it's 2 cocked.
That is a interesting tactic.
Fine. You rolled a 2 plus 1 is 3. Beats my 1 plus 1. I lose another stupid life.
That's what you get for... Maybe you should...
Why do I love games with dice so much? Like... I'm going to tell people later. I played this game Plunder. It's super fun.
Yeah.
I lost because I rolled 1s the whole time.
I think you just appreciate the random.
I do, because I think...
Which you should play... I mean, this is not on a pre-show. But randomly, you should play the game called Lost in Random. Everything... It's a dice RPG. Like, literally, you're a dice.
I'm sold.
There you go. There you go. I figured it might.
Because I think, to me, what I like about it is I feel like this game like generates a story. When we talk about this game, we're going to talk about how you surrounded me with all your ships.
Yeah.
And I kept rolling 1s and got defeated by your islands. And it'll be a fun story to tell even though I lost. Because I think that's why I felt like one of my favorite board games of all time is called Battletech. It's like you have a printout of your battle mech, and so it's got external armor, internal armor, and whenever someone deals damage to you with the weapon, you check off the little boxes.
Yeah.
And if they hit your internals, then they can roll like critical hits. You can be like dominating someone, but if they pierce your armor on your helmet and get a critical, they like blow up your cockpit and your pilot dies and you lose.
Oh my gosh.
And or like if you have machine guns, they can hit the ammo and your ammo explodes.
And you lose.
Depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just like lose the right half of your body and you lay on the ground shooting your last weapon and kill them anyways. and there's always like every game of Battletech ends in this great story. Like you're like, oh yeah, so my gun's overheated. I pulled a tree out of the ground. I pummeled his head off with a tree. That happens all the time. Like there's always a story
It's
with
insane.
Battletech. It's the best.
That's insane.
But like while you're playing it, you're like the accounting pirate, where you're like, okay, since you're 6 spaces away and moved 5, there's plus 8 to your roll.
So you're definitely.
And so it's both lanes for me, right? Like I'm like full on accountant mode.
I think.
And full on like
we
epic
nailed
robot story.
And I'm just the lazy drunk. That somehow I'm Jack Sparrow, basically. I just somehow just defended my Tortuga over here, and I didn't do anything. I just was like stumbled around and got slapped by women, and then bam.
Okay, I deserve that.
Yeah.
So good. That movie is top notch. First one.
I
See, we're gonna have Pirate 7, where there's like a new story bringing
Without
Jack
that.
Sparrows
No,
from
no.
Disney World
without
to connect them all together.
no,
It's
they're not,
coming.
they fired Johnny Depp unfairly, I might add, because of the whole Amber Heard situation.
Oh, that's sad. I don't want to talk about that.
No, I don't want
I'm
to
just
either.
thinking, like, you made the first one, and he was, like, a great side character.
That's sad. I don't want to talk about that.
And then, his side character is so popular. Let's make 5 movies based on this character.
Who's the side character?
And they're like, punt. Jack Sparrow.
Oh.
Like, he's like he's central to the story, but, like, it's kind of like the love story. Will Turner is, like, the main character of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like,
I
Jack
guess.
Sparrow, like, stole the show.
Yeah.
But, like, the narrative isn't about him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. Especially if you look at the original 3 as a whole. Because, like, the
Yeah.
first one is definitely equally about the 3 of them. The main character is Elizabeth, Will, and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Because all 3 of them are chasing after 3 different things.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them get
So
all 3 things that they want by the end of that movie.
Yes. So.
But then if you add in Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, then yeah, I would agree. It's 100% a Will Turner story. And then even the new one, the one that came out like, I don't know, 4 years ago? Not on Stranger Tides, the one after that.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one.
Anyway, they tie Will Turner's legacy into that.
Yeah, I thought his like son or something was in it or whatever.
It is, yeah. And then like, I mean...
Spoil away.
They break the curse, and Will's no longer Davy Jones.
Oh, good for him. Orlando Bloom.
He
What
becomes
a
a
guy.
handsome, wonderful man again.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I'm attacking your island. Oh, I've got to put my cannon in.
Yeah.
And there's like big chunky miniatures. I'm like, I feel lame buying games that like people I know have, but I'm just like, if you're
Don't
not
feel
around,
lame.
I still need to play it.
Don't feel lame. Because I feel like you could play this with Lucy. I'm going to play it with Sadie.
You should. Boom!
You got it.
7
There's
in
no
Toto.
way. Yeah.
That's right. Your maximum roll is 7, and ties go to attacker.
Yeah. All right.
You're not a person who rolls it on principle?
You know, I'm going to flick this in your eyeball. How about that?
That's
On
very
principle.
unprincipled.
How about that on principle?
Get out of here. You have 1 resource now. I'm the 2 island king now.
Hey, how much can you build with those 18 cards you got?
I built a cannon and it killed you.
1 cannon.
I'm
Keep talking.
I'm double barreled on this.
Keep talking ish. You have 1 life. I'm about to sink you,
The
fool.
Pew's Pearl. It's coming for you.
Pew's Pearl's about to be at the bottom of the damn sea. Dang sea.
Think of the kids.
Yeah. DAM, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's like, there's multiple seas around here,
Right.
but we dammed this one up.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
recently played a board game called Barrage, where I learned a barrage is different from a dam.
about. Really? What is this game? It sounds...
It's like really Euro. I don't know if it's like your style.
Yeah, it does not sound like it.
There's a bunch of rivers on the board, and you build. I thought we were building dams, but I found out.
You're building barrages.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
As the name would...
The difference being, I found out
Building a mast from...
that a dam like stops the water, but a barrage lets the water through to generate electricity.
Gotcha.
And
Interesting.
for some reason, it's like in this like post-apocalyptic steampunk world. And
Weird.
And it's like you build dams and generate electricity for victory points. Kind of go back to the top where all games do victory points. Your pirate is getting irate. Like really need to also build a ship. Speak of the devil. I'm going to name my new ship the Devil.
Yeah?
I mean, I wouldn't, but I just said speak of it. So.
Well, too late.
So,
it's called the Devil
dang
now.
it.
Congratulations. And does not bode well for you. Well, here, take your stupid ship.
Puce power! Here you go, sir.
Summon the mighty winds of the...
Four times as many ones as you.
Have you?
Bespectacled accounting
Yeah.
from your run-of-the-mill pirate. Time for some piracy. Roll a 6, everyone.
Congratulations. The first 6 that you rolled. Let's point that out.
That's true. So I'm going to roll like 5 more to fill out the bell curve.
Shut up with your accounting.
4. Sorrow. This chest be empty and morale be low. Ye let the crew wet their pipe.
Gross.
Mine is too rough. Oh, and I gotta place a new X. And it's a B4. Bingo. I'm gonna attack this port. Straight up. Dang it, a 1!
That's what you get!
Wait, you don't even have to roll.
Take one of your conveniently lined up pirates on the back of the ship.
There goes the boatswain.
I was gonna say, that goes your cabin boy.
He's the last to die. This one's just cabin boy only. Where's the captain?
How do I drive this thing? And let's see what this treasure is. You ransack a band of rum runners. A drunk crew will be a happy crew. +2 rum.
How do I manage to never be able to build anything?
I don't know, man.
This is worse than Catan for me. You know what? I'm just going to attack this again. So if you get a 5 or 6, you defeat me.
Nope.
Oh, bangarang. That's a good pirate phrase.
Is it?
It's from a pirate movie.
What?
Hook! It's named after a pirate.
Oh.
Rufy! Oh!
You're ridiculous.
I bought that in 4K,
Yeah?
and I was like, I'm going to make Lucy watch this.
And how'd that
My
go?
wife is like, no, you're not.
I
She'll
was,
be
like,
terrified.
how did the boot box scene
I was
go?
like, I forgot about that. I still get nightmares about
The boot.
them disappearing. Like, they come home and, like, the hook is all through the
Oh,
wall.
yeah.
And Toodles is like, the children! They took the children!
What? I remember like obscure but not obscure scenes from movies that are terrifying but not meant to be terrifying. Like the we were talking about Ghostbusters, which I bought. I have not seen it yet. I did buy it digitally though. I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
You just haven't seen Afterlife at all?
No.
Stressing me out, man. You gotta peep that.
You know what? There's a lot of things that stress me out. See what this treasure says. No,
Well, read
never
it.
mind.
As a pirate.
Your lookout be tossed from the crow's nest. Save the sailor or stay on course for gold. +3 gold, and your ship loses a life, or you just end your turn.
So your ship sinks.
And I lose a point, or I just end my turn, and I wouldn't have been able to do much else anyway. So I'm going to end my turn.
That's fair, that's fair.
I also like that
I could imagine there is a scenario where you would be like, I'm taking a gold.
If I had 2 other gold, probably would, because it would just come out of the wash anyway.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't.
still think the ship is better because you got the mast on it.
That's a 1. That's Sea Thunder, in case you're wondering.
Oh, okay.
F1. Alright, that is the end of my turn, per the treasure card.
Because your lookout fell off the mast.
What a fool.
Idiot.
What a dang fool.
Speaking of storms,
Son of a
dude, it is. Like, you can ask. It's like a running gag with the people I play Battletech with.
Yeah.
Is that I am a terrible roller.
Infamous for not.
Terrible. I'm so bad at dice. I'm going to use my mast to pick up this X.
Okay.
Picking up my X.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Emily, you listening?
Take it, she's still watching. Cutlass. Ye slay the dog's garden. Now I hear it as like harvesting plants.
What?
You slay the dog's garden. Like dog's little back
gotcha,
nose and stuff.
okay. Yeah.
That's not. This is like a guard. Ye slay the dog's garden this treasure and melt down their weapons. Oh, it's like a scurvy sea dog.
Okay.
I thought it was like the dog holding the keys and they're trying to give a bone to
You
him.
thought you killed it and then melted it?
I know. I was like, this is messed up. Why does a dog have a weapon? Anyways, I get 2 iron and a gold.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. See, according to my books,
I believe the best place to bear the next treasure is G2. So to, what were we talking about last? Metroid Dread. So I have a show that you might be interested in. It is a horror show.
Is this a transition from Metroid Dread?
Yeah, because it's dreadful.
Oh, okay.
It's scary.
Speaking of Metroid, I hate that the robots are called Emmys. Because first of all, it's like an acronym for something. And I was like, and I first heard it, I was like, oh, those EMMIs are going to get me. And then the robot is like, the Emmy will get you. I was like, ugh. Yeah. Sounds like a cute little girl, not like a killer robot.
I was thinking more of the Emmy statue.
Oh no, it's Oscar!
That's Emmy and Oscar are out for you.
I wish I was Leonardo DiCaprio, then it would never get me.
Or, what's her name?
He's got one now. Streep. Is Meryl Streep who we're worried about getting an Oscar now?
I don't know. Surely she's...
Yeah, I can't believe that, but...
I mean, I could be way wrong, but I feel like she had...
Didn't she give some, like, super political speech last time she got one?
Are you referring to Meryl Streep or every celebrity?
I know, right? Enjoy. Go one again!
Feels really good at moving storms, I'll tell you that.
I dropped the storm on me. This is right here. Oh, so tell me something dreadful.
I'm going to take this resource card real quick, and then I'm going to tell you about this dreadful thing. So the show on Netflix came out, actually just came out Friday. It's called Archive 81. It's basically, well, not basically, it is based on a podcast about the same name. And I haven't listened to the podcast, so I don't know like how true to the adaptation it might be. But the show is really interesting. It's produced by James Wan of Conjuring fame and Saw.
So how dreadful is this show?
It's more like thriller than like straight up horror, but it definitely has.
Oh,
like,
I thought you were comparing to Scary Things, and you're like, it's scary like Michael Jackson's Thriller.
No. My name's not Sadie Ballard. My name is Josh Ballard. For those who don't know that reference, my daughter is terrified of that song and music video.
And the song too?
Yeah.
Is it the narrator?
Yes, Vincent Price. Yeah, gets her every time, man. This was Mario Party, and there's the bonus star for getting treasures. I might get it. Ooh, doubloons. You vow to empty these seas of every last coin. +1 gold.
Oh, you about to get a plunder point?
I believe I am, my friend.
Okay, so Archive 51.
81.
81. I feel like you added 30 on me.
I'm pretty sure it said 81. That's alright. It's, like I said, it's more scary, like in a thriller sense versus, like, Conjuring sense. But it still has, like, some jump scares. It's kind of a slow burn. You get plot reveals in the amount of time that you would want to get plot reveals, like the twists and stuff, but the scares kind of come a little bit slow. So, basically, the premise of the show is that the main character, who's played by an actor named, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Mamadou Yathi? I believe that's right. I could be wrong. But
anyway, it's better than me if I try.
I know him from, there's like a sketch show on FX a couple years ago called Cake. It was really weird. I enjoyed it, but it was like just that weird off-brand humor. But anyway, so this main dude, he's a video anarchist? Archivist.
I was wondering what a video anarchist was.
Who, like, he works in museums that, like, if they find or, like, people turn in, like, old VHS or beta or whatever tapes, he cleans them up and archives them, obviously. He gets hired... Well, someone approaches him to hire him to get it, to do this job of cleaning up these tapes that were damaged in a fire, an apartment building fire. And when he looks into it a little bit more, he finds out that 13 people were unaccounted for in the fire. Not dead, but unaccounted for. And 6 people were injured. And so, in the first episode, I'll give you a little bit to, like, maybe whet your appetite. He cleans up the first tape, right? And it's this girl, it's like in the 90s that she's filming an interview, series of interviews with people that live in this historical building to, like, kind of get a oral history of the building itself based on point of view from the people that live there. And weird things happen in this tape. Weird, unexplainable, potentially paranormal things happen. So when he agrees to do this job also, he's told that the only way he can do it is in their facility, which is out in the middle of nowhere in the Catskills Mountains. So he's isolated. So it's also kind of gives you the idea that he's isolated, so you don't know if he's an unreliable narrator because you don't know if what he's seeing is real.
I do like an unreliable narrator.
There you go. And just the way that it's done, like I said, the pace for the plot is very good, and I think you would probably... There's time travel elements in it.
Yes. Now that you've described it, I saw the trailer for this on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's so much that I like about this.
Yeah.
but how creeped out am I gonna be? Like, this sounds like a show where I won't be able to fall asleep.
So the marketing for the show, if you look up any marketing on like social media, like Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, cracks me up because it says don't watch the show late at night. I watched 3 episodes post midnight last night, and I gotta tell you, probably a good idea to not watch it late at night. Because, and it's not jump scares. Like there's
see, that's like, I love a jump scare, but like that whole like your house is probably haunted vibe. Yeah. I hate that.
So
like I can't sleep.
I'm gonna get super nerdy, horror movie nerdy on you. One of my favorite things that James Wan introduced into modern horror films is the idea.
He's the Babadook guy, right? Oh no, isn't the director do the Babadook or something?
What?
Sorry for bringing up the Babadook. Carry on.
Babadook is an Australian independent film, which is very good.
I knew you liked it.
Yeah, it is very good. But it was the person who directed that was just an Australian filmmaker.
Random
female.
Yeah. Crawled out of the desert.
Filmed a movie. She's not done anything else since. Because the Babadook got her. Anyway, no, James Wan, his big element that he brought into like modern, especially haunted house tropes, is the idea that like there's something in a corner of a room that one character sees that's terrifying, but another character does not see, and the camera.
Is it because it's in the corner of the room?
No, it's
like only one person can see it.
It's more that, but it's also like there's shadows. So like you don't know if a person is seeing something that's like legitimately terrifying, like a ghost or demon or something, or if it's like a trick of the light, you know.
Yeah.
And like he does this thing where, especially in The Conjuring and Insidious, where like a character is like horrified at something, and so you're reacting to their reaction, and then it shows what that character's looking at, and it could be something, but it's not if you actually like look at what they're looking at. But your mind's already playing tricks on you. And
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about something.
It's so great. Like he's a genius for doing that because
I'm sure, yes.
Now everyone does it, but like he implemented that.
Pioneered it.
Yeah, and it's so good because he also does like the slow pan in.
Oh yeah.
So like it'd be like the corner of the room and it's slow pan in, and there's like the tension music, and then nothing.
This is my love-hate relationship with horror films. Yeah. It's because they just pay attention to camera work and lighting and camera movement and stuff that like blockbuster movies don't care about anymore.
No.
And so like I love that they care about the art form, but they ruin my life and I can't sleep and I'm just thinking about ghosts all the time.
Yeah. Baby-headed ghosts.
What?
Baby-headed ghosts.
Baby-headed. I thought you said baby had a ghost. No. I was like,
what are you talking about?
Piper? The rapper? I don't even know.
Did
I ever tell you, like, Baby has that song Pull Up or whatever?
Yeah.
It took me a long time to realize it, but this song starts with someone's like, baby, how you pull up? And I thought someone was like flirting with the girl, and I was like wondering how you would flirt with someone by asking what they pull up.
In?
Yeah, like with diapers, like I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Baby is his name. Because like, yeah, the rest of the song is about him like shooting people or whatever.
Oh!
Like when he pulls up, it's like because he's going to get somebody.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, how is that flirting? And be like, baby, how you pull up? And I was like, oh, his name
it's like
is Da Baby.
Da Baby.
Anyways.
So Archive 81, watch it, but maybe not at nighttime.
And I can't watch it alone. Like I'll need someone to like crack a joke. Be like, oh, did someone spill soup on the wall? And then the tension will break, and I can enjoy the show. Instead of just sitting alone in the dark and be like, ugh.
One of my other favorite things about the show is that like there are so many what you don't realize in the moment, but eventually become necessary plot twists. I tease movies and shows where it's like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist, because it's like, all right, like Westworld. I enjoy the show for what it is, like the overall grand scheme or like the feel of it, like the blockbuster feel of it. It's like Game of Thrones sci-fi almost. Plot-wise, ridiculous because it's like plot point, plot twist, character betrayal, plot point, plot twist, plot point, plot twist, plot twist, big character death, plot twist, plot point, nothing. Nothing. You know?
It's like Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. But I recommend it. I don't mind watching it again when I only got like 2 episodes left, and it's like, it's building steam, man. It's getting crazier and crazier. I was watching it earlier today, and I fell asleep for like maybe 10 minutes just because I was just worn out. And it was a slow moment in the show, but then all of a sudden like it ratchets up from like a 2 on like the intensity level to like a 12. And there's a super intense, really earned its TVMA rating, like that happens within a span of 30 seconds. And Sadie comes downstairs to like, because I'm on the couch.
Gosh.
And she comes downstairs and she witnesses this. And I'm like, great. That's nice. I guess no one's sleeping tonight.
Good thing you got your power nap in.
Yeah, my little 20-minute power nap or whatever.
Alright. To bring it back to plundering a pirate's life.
Yeah, let's do it.
I just want to be like, Plunder point! I did it!
Very good for you. You're at 7 now?
Got me hook, matey. Am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm bad at counting. 7, you're right.
Okay.
Coming after your island, man. Double gunning you. This is how I pull up.
Go for it. Get your...
Oh, keep it on the table.
Keep it on the table, Phil, because it would have been a 5.
Oh, now it's a 6!
Oh,
Plus 2! Impossible to defeat my double-barreled boat.
Shut up!
The Puce Pearl. The Puce Pearl.
I can't wait to sink your stupid boat. Because it doesn't have any defense, does it?
Well, the cannons go both ways, baby.
That's
how I pull up. Build a cannon. Get on my level. That puts me at 8.
We should play a co-op game
I'm in
next.
striking distance.
Because I'm about to shove
Am I a bad
Puce Pearl down your throat, Philip, and see if it turns into a real pearl.
So, I mean, maybe this is not the time to say it, but I feel like it's a plus for the game for me to be rolling so poorly, yet still be playing successfully. Like, it makes me feel like the rolls don't sway the game majorly.
Yeah, I bet they would, though. I bet they would. Are you done?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Great. You reach the treasure, but your voyage be plagued by sickness. 3 gold, but your ship loses life. Get out of here.
That's
pirate guy.
Much better than your dude falling out of crow's nest deal.
Yeah, it is. I got 3 gold, which I am going to turn into a plunder point.
Plunder point. Get your hook, matey.
My hook.
Has there been a pirate movie where, like, 2 pirates shake hands with their hooks? Because I feel like that'd be a delight.
I feel like if that were to happen,
that.
I feel like if that were to happen, it'd be in the movie Hook. It doesn't happen. I feel like it should have happened.
Well, because you're halfway there on the hooked pirates.
What?
Well, I'm just saying you need 2 pirates with hooks for them to hook, shake hands.
I'm gonna spin this. 8. 8. What do I have to lose? I'm coming for your stupid island.
Finally, I just haven't been drawing rum this whole game.
Have you?
I really have not.
Oh.
And I finally got some rum.
Gotcha.
A little rum for my tum-tum.
There's
You know what? Puce Pearl. I'm just going to go all in. You know, just have the big warship.
I mean, at this point, why not?
Yeah, I gotta close this out. Then I should have built a boat, because that's a point. What a rookie mistake.
Could be worse.
Sure. I got a friend who like hates that phrase. Like if someone's like, "Oh, it could be worse," he's like, "Yeah, World War III could start," and we're like, "All right."
Sure.
He's like, "It applies to everything. Anything could get worse." Like
right.
This isn't a fun game. Why do I want it to be worse? So I need to get my spinners out. Dude, there's like this old Coke commercial where this guy was like acting all gangster. He had spinners on his car. Sad those went away. We should get those on more cars.
Should we?
And he hits them. He's like, "They spinning, they spinning," and it's like for the rest of my life, anytime I spin something, I hear that in my head, like they spinning.
So another big show that we should talk about. I don't have a good segue for it, other than the fact that I know that you're not a fan. Book of Boba Fett.
I want to be a fan. I do.
Listen. I will give you this. It's not as good as Mandalorian. It's not
That's
as good.
certainly true.
It's not as good as any.
Because I honestly think it's because Mandalorian is what everyone wanted from a Boba Fett show.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
But
especially when they introduced Boba Fett into it. Like, Boba Fett in Season 2... Like, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like Mandalorian on its own is what everyone wanted out of a Boba Fett show. Yes,
yeah.
I agree. But, like, then Season 2 reintroduces Boba Fett into the canon in such a good way that, like, honestly, I'm not sure where else they could have gone. Like, it's hard to go up from how they reintroduced.
No, yeah, it was really neat how they introduced him. But I feel like in a way it set back the show.
I don't agree with that.
Well, go ahead and say what you like about it.
I set back the Book of Boba Fett show, or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were saying.
No, I thought it was really cool.
I thought you were saying that it's set back.
Roll a 1 for me so I can capture this island.
Mandalorian.
Catch up to my 1 rolls. Dang it!
I can't do that, bro.
Dude, the Puce Pearl is gonna die.
It's got some holes in your ship, sir. But no, sounds as good as Mandalorian. But I do enjoy it. I think that its flaws are that it's kind of like dragging its feet. And there's some elements of the plot so far that's I'm not entirely sure what the point of that was. Like the flashbacks just to kill off the people that saved him.
Yes!
That kind of seemed
I think that's like the thing is that it's kind of like good movies and stuff and stories, like the main character is active. And I feel like in the current timeline of the Book of Boba Fett, he's not active in anything. It's like stuff will happen to him.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's not as powerful as he seemed in Mandalorian Season 2.
Exactly. And then the flashbacks, I feel like he's a little more active, but since it's a flashback, it kind of like negates it because it like doesn't matter what he did in the past because he's already where he is.
I just don't like the fact that they killed off his Tusken family. But here's the thing though, is that there's the whole TV and movie trope, no body, no death. They focused your attention on the Tusken chief. So I'm pretty sure that the female Tusken that was such a focal point of his flashback too, I think she's still alive. And I think that she will be an ally that comes into the present. I see that happening. I don't know.
I feel like so.
That would do.
So
Does it mean?
To our listeners at home, we've only seen 3 episodes of Book of Boba Fett because it's not out yet.
Say it super fast. Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett. The BBF.
Oh, wait.
And so I feel like it's building towards like the fish people being like a big bad that he's going to take down.
The Pikes.
Yeah. So I really didn't want to hate it, but it was just kind of like it all feels pointless. I feel like it's not who we all want a Boba Fett to be because it's like what we know of Boba Fett from the movies. His dad died, so he took up the Mandalorian armor. He's a notorious bounty hunter who Vader had to be like, no disintegrations, and he managed to track down Han Solo or whatever. And then he got like hit with a stick and fell in the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Which is like a weird set of facts to know about someone. But he always had those vibes where he's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But then it's like it starts with him in a medical device, remembering how he was wandering through the desert starving to death. Which none of that seems like a cool guy thing.
I mean, I
like that's, and then I was like, this is the tone for the show. This is what I'm in for.
Yeah, I understand.
And,
I think they're setting up like a big Sopranos type in Star Wars.
And so, but that's kind of the thing though, is like I really like the hook of him killing Bib Fortuna and taking Jabba's throne. I was like, I'm all in for, Breaking Bad Star Wars edition.
Yeah.
I wanted that mob story. I wanted like a Guy Ritchie movie. Like I wanted one of my favorite shows of all time is The Black Donnellys. And have you seen that or whatever? I think I put you on it. Yeah, it's like where the brothers are in trouble with the mob. So the oldest brother kills his uncle, who's the mob boss, to save his brother's life, and creates this power vacuum that keeps sucking him into the mob life, even though he doesn't want to be involved in it. So interesting.
It is pretty good.
And it's so interesting how the mob's coming together and all that stuff. But they deal with basically none of that in this show. The whole fact that the mayor won't pay him tribute is I feel like the only really mob conflict.
And the assassin mystery, but it's not so much a mystery anymore.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because I don't think the Pikes sent him either.
I know, it came out of nowhere. And they kind of... And that's another thing, too. It's those guys were, whooping them, and they were struggling to fight them. But they managed to turn the tide so the assassins run away. And then his, bodyguard chick or whatever was, no trouble hunting down the two and making one die and capture the other one. But I don't know, just the way it was paced. It was ooh, these guys are super tough, we can't stop them. And then she's like, oh, I got these two. It's fine.
I get your complaints. I dig it, it's just not... It's super good yet. I'm holding out hope that the last 3 episodes, or however many.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 more.
Yeah, I think it's pretty short.
Are pretty good.
I think they're clearly building to something. And I hope the payoff
is worth it. Yeah.
Is worth it.
Because I do think that we're going to get Crimson Dawn involved, which would be pretty cool.
I think that's the thing that while a lot of people give the show more grace than I do, is that it ties in a lot of this extra other lore stuff. I had no idea Boba Fett was a Clone Wars character and Rebels or whatever. He showed up in all this other stuff. I had no idea.
Well, Clone Wars showed the rise of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Him as a
which is neat,
teenager.
But it's I was saying, I was completely unaware of that. And so, in the Pike characters and all this stuff they're pulling in, Like, I saw someone post about how they thought it was so cool learning how the Tusken Raiders made their sticks.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting, yes. I don't know about cool. I didn't know if I wanted 5 minutes of my Boba Fett show to be about him making a stick.
Yeah, that didn't bother me.
You know?
Cool. Because then also, like, I did like the ceremonial, like, wrapping him in the robes and all that stuff. I thought that was cool. Because that's, like, how we meet him again in season 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's, like, neat world-building stuff, but, like, I don't care about the world-building stuff.
And I do.
And other people do. So I like, take that as not for me.
I do also appreciate that they're bringing in, or they have brought in, I'm just going to call him BK because I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the Wookiee gladiator.
Oh.
That
was also weird.
He's a villain anti-hero in the comics.
But this is what I'm talking about, all the crazy stuff about the show, right? Is that the Wookiee jumps him, like Boba Fett fails to fight him off until, like, his hipster youths gang comes in. And then they're able to, like, take him out.
Biff's gang from Back to the Future?
Yeah. Dude with the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
And then they, like, capture him.
Yeah.
And then they, like, let him go. And he just, like, wanders off like a Yeti. He's, like, carrying the innocents. We're like, you don't belong here.
We don't love you. I never loved you. Yeah, well, obviously.
And then they had introduced the Hutts to be like, oh, this is our territory. But then they come back to be like, whoa, never mind. We're out. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Here's my thing. I think that they're setting up a huge payoff. I hope I'm not wrong.
I hope so, too.
They're setting up a huge payoff, and Robert Rodriguez was not great at getting to that payoff.
Yes. Well, because I think it is, like, more blasphemy for me, I guess. But I think this is why the Lord of the Rings movies are so boring, is because the director is just, like, so into the world-building side of it.
Yeah.
That just, like, story is like, who cares?
What are you talking about? What story are
the Lord of the Rings movies?
No, but, like, what story is, like, thrown to the side?
I mean, it's just, everything's just so slowly paced, because they're, like, more interested about the hobbits enjoying how big the pints are, you know? Like,
what do you...
like, they're just like, let's go, let's move the story forward.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you have it, but...
Thanks, that's really generous of you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I know that's a hot take.
It's a very hot take.
But anyways, going back to Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo's in it, which is cool.
Yeah. Longtime friend of Robert Rodriguez.
And so that brings me to, because I was so disappointed in Boba Fett, and I wanted it to be a show like Breaking Bad, I remembered I haven't actually seen Breaking Bad.
At all?
At all. So I've started watching Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And Danny Trejo's in that.
He is.
And his head blows up.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
They cut his head off and they put it on the back of a tortoise.
Yeah.
And the tortoise...
Did not even see that coming.
What's up? That was like... Is that season 2?
Yeah. I'm not that far into it. I just watched the Better Call Saul episode.
Yeah.
And that's like one of my favorite episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Dude, I like Bob Odenkirk, I think, is great in everything he's in.
Yeah.
And
you need to watch Nobody.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty cool. And him being this sleazy lawyer or whatever, he's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm just like becoming one of these Breaking Bad people or whatever.
His office is so gross. Like it has like like Constitution like
it's like the walls are wallpapered in the Constitution. It's so funny. So man. Because somebody was talking about how everyone's like an awful person in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And that's true. But they're interesting. Like, because they all have interesting conflicts going on. So.
Yeah.
And so it is. And so thanks, Book of Boba Fett. Because I finally watched Breaking Bad and I'm totally digging it.
There you go, man. Did something right.
Alright, we're in the home stretch. You're going to make me spend 10 hours editing this thing if we break up another subject.
No.
Let's get our plunder points and call it a night. I'm going to go for this island again. It's like I'm going for the win, but I'm going to lose.
Okay.
But let's go for it. Come on, buddy. 3 or less.
I don't feel like that's
3 or less.
In your favor. Oh, but they are.
As an accountant pirate, odds were not in my favor, but I was successful anyways.
There you go.
I'm going to try this battle. Come on, cabin boy. Believe in yourself. No.
He doesn't.
The odds aren't in my favor again.
So sorry.
Dang it.
The devil gets sunk by the devil's square.
That's good. See, it was a poor choice naming the boat after the devil. Yeah. Right? Lesson learned. The Royal Navy. Your pirating ways be not appreciated. Perhaps a bribe will stay their guns. Your ship loses a life unless you choose to lose all your gold. If you have no gold, lose a life. Oh, I think I just spent my last gold on that cannon. Not abuse, bro. No. Stupid Royal Navy.
So what do you do now?
But there's like weird rules about how you get a ship based on some criteria. I like that the first rule is you get to try to roll doubles like you're in jail in Monopoly.
It is kind of fun.
That was a huge setback for me. I got greedy though.
You did. That's what happens. That's what happens.
It's pirate's life.
It's for you. Yo ho, yo ho.
Should have stuck to accounting.
Yeah. Are you just like hanging out in the ocean right now, or are you stuck on an island? Did you make it to an island?
I guess so.
Okay,
That must be what it is.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And if I roll doubles, I've like lashed together planks to build a boat.
Out of your back hair. What a story to tell. Both of your like ridiculous, overpowered ships sunk to the bottom of the briny sea. I didn't lay a hand on them.
It's not a double. So if I have the required resources, I can build a ship. I got the
Back in business, you got a ship.
Yet another one. I've seriously rolled way more ones in this game than I should. And I really like that all the boards are like interchangeable and reversible.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a totally different map next time we play.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's super cool. Cursed! This chest be carved with a warning, but ye pay no heed. Suffer the price for your greed. 4 gold. But I lose a life. I didn't even do anything. The ship hasn't even moved.
Ooh, I found a treasure.
There's been too many bad treasures.
Yeah, this one's not great. This treasure being shark-infested waters. You treat wounds with alcohol and a hot blade. -1 iron, -1 rum, but 3 gold. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plunder point. Arr.
See what my treasure is. And again, the rules require me to read this as a pirate. A floating missive tells the whereabouts of a pirate's secret stash. Like, they won't say the whole word, the, in some instances. And they're going to put missive. It's a word we don't use enough anymore.
Pirates have a good vocabulary.
The pirates stole that word from our vocabulary.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they
When did you say missive last?
What do you do?
Steal 3 resource cards from any player. You don't have any cards?
That's what you get
This
for
is
being
like
a
the
punk
best
about it.
treasure in the world, and it's a total miss.
That's what you get for being a punk about it.
What a disappointment.
Lesson learned? Probably not. Why not? We're in the home stretch of this game. This is battle to the brainy depths.
Alright, it's on. High roll wins.
There we go.
Yes!
Ooh, clutch.
You sunk, baby. Plunder point. Look at this. I'm the 4-hooked pirate. Yar!
That's the game.
Bangarang.
I'm not gonna lie, I did that on purpose.
I know. I can see it in your eyes.
And the later it gets, the more angry I get. No one wants an angry Josh on the podcast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's not what the fans came
It's
for.
a lot of editing on your end.
I know.
But 10-hour editing is going to turn to 20 hours. That's good, though. It's a fun game. I liked it.
I'm glad.
I do like it.
This is like right in my wheelhouse. This is a delight.
Yeah, no, it's super fun.
And
super duper fun.
If you hate it, I'll buy it off your hands.
No, I don't hate it.
But if
I'm
you
going.
like it,
I'm going
I think
to.
I'm gonna have to get my own copy.
I want to play with my family because I feel like my family would enjoy it too.
Oh yeah,
Especially Sadie would get such a kick out of this game.
dude.
Like sabotaging, like teaming up, forming alliances.
Yeah,
You know,
the whole like bribing and threatening people is way more interesting when there's like a bunch.
like Sadie's all about like playing dirty, and she knows she's not going to hurt anyone's feelings.
I like that.
Boom, done.
Sadie's my girl. I need to play more games with her.
Yeah. But if you like make it seem like I double down on the dirty, I'm like, if you do that, that really hurts my feelings. Even though I don't give 2 flying crabs. But I'm really good at acting.
2 Flying Dutchmen.
Yeah, 2 flying Dutchmen.
Really? You dial up the drama?
Yeah. I make it seem like if she does it, then my whole day's ruined, you know? And I don't know how I'm going to handle. Like, I thought you were my kid. Like, I thought we had something.
Sadie, you hear this? This is all treachery. Because she listens to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
You just laid your secrets out.
Did I?
It's like meta gaming.
You know what's really funny is that I'm way better at any manipulation than I give myself credit for. I'm so good, sometimes I scare myself.
My child is like putty in my hands.
Are you even a parent if you don't manipulate your kid? Are you even
Just like when she goes to therapy one day, I don't want her to waste her money. I want her to have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Sometimes it's for her own good, sometimes it's for my entertainment. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's like always for your entertainment. It's never for her own good. Oh yeah, and this box is super dope.
Ooh.
And I just broke it, so maybe I should buy it off you and let you get a new one. And you can get a Puce pirate ship, so that's a win.
I feel like you're being paid to say Puce a lot. Who out there
is it Pucing you
which
off?
One of our no. Which one of our listeners, watchers, are secretly paying
to start transcribing the podcast?
No thanks.
It's like the reverse of an audiobook.
That sounds way worse than editing. Where?
Purple bug.
Oh, here he is. He's in my pocket.
In your pocket?
He was hanging out.
Were you manipulating this game too?
Yeah, this is equivalent to the card up the sleeve.
All right, well, I think we should say goodbye.
Yeah, you've been watching. Thanks for watching and listening to. Or no, wait, you don't want me to say that. This has been
podcast first.
Yeah,
that's our motto. Hashtag podcast first.
This has been
speaking of hashtags.
Yeah.
We're on Twitter if you want to follow us, where we'll just tell you that an episode came out. Yeah, I don't know what else we should do with our social media.
You can still follow us.
I did today post we're going to go live tonight.
Yeah.
And that voice, that's the voice of our Twitter account.
It's alarming, but it's...
it's, how do you do Twitter?
What are you talking about?
I'm not a good twit.
Isn't it...
Oh, ATBW, Josh and Phil.
Very good.
Yeah, I did trying those logos out. Found out our acronyms real bad.
ATBW.
That's not good.
No, it's not. But check us out on there.
If you search for Above the Board with Josh and Phil, you'll find us on the Twitters.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll post maybe interesting things relating to things we talked about.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I could cap screenshots while we're editing.
There you go.
Because I found some awkward ones the other day. Like tabloid photos where they're out of context and the celebrities look real sketch.
Yeah.
It's like that.
This has been a real treat, Phil.
Yeah.
Thanks for plundering my points. But until next time, stay above the board with Above the Board
with Josh and Phil.
You win. Perfect.